Mike's Outdoors and Coffee Chat. I'm Wes. Sam's videotaping. We're gonna do salsa today. There's not a whole lot of outdoor stuff with this, but we're gonna make salsa. Super simple stuff. 5 ingredients.
Best salsa in the world too.
Thank you. Roma tomatoes. Yellow onion. You can use, of course, you can use any onion you want. You can use any tomato you want. I use Roma tomatoes because they're thicker. They make a thicker paste, kind of. It's not real runny like a lot of the other tomatoes I've tried. Yellow onion. You can use a sweet onion. Gives it a sweeter taste. You can use purple, yellow, or white, whatever you want to use. I like using yellow onions. Let's see. We got cilantro. I've learned from experience to just use a little bit of cilantro. You use too much, it just stands out. Jalapenos, you can use serrano peppers, you can use whatever kind of pepper you want, and then salt, and that's it. That's all that goes into it. So I start by building up about half full in my blender with tomatoes, and then I slowly start adding other things in. So that's what we'll do. We'll do a couple once we get halfway. And we're gonna do a couple, stop. Once we get halfway, we'll come back and we'll start adding some other stuff too. All right, so we got about half full of tomato. Just tomato. This is the way I do it. You do whatever you do. Onion time. So I'm going to cut the top and bottom off. Then I'm going to cut it into fourths. And I tend to add a fourth at a time, just for the sake of being able to blend it up pretty easily. There goes one. And what I've also learned is my blender or food processor, whatever this thing is, I don't really care. I just know it works. Will only hold so much. So I keep one of these back because once I get this made and get it full, I'm gonna pour it into my salsa container, or I'm gonna pour about half of it. Then I'm gonna come back with what I've got left over, add to it, use what I've got left to finish it out. So. You can always kind of tell once it actually gets that next vegetable down in there. All right, so like I said, cilantro, you don't need a whole lot. I used to put a ton in there, and it tastes really good, but you tend to still taste it the next day. Now, I've gotten to the point where I don't like that. So, if you can tell how much I used, I've got 7 or 8 stalks or sprigs. Blend that up good. All right. Depending on what you like as far as spice goes, I'm making this to take out to my in-laws, and my mother-in-law doesn't like real spicy, so I'm only probably gonna put 1 jalapeno in there. All right, like I said, now we're starting to get full. Drop 1 more tomato. Well, I can get the salt open. Ow, I just cut my nails today. All right, so salt, just however much you think you want in there. Salt to taste. All right, we'll be back in just a second. Okay, so Now we got this pretty much full. So like I said, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pour a bunch of it, or about half of it, into my regular salsa container. The only thing that ever goes in this thing is salsa.
So it's got the taste of a bunch of different salsas in it?
All right, now I'm gonna do like I said, I'm gonna come back in here and I'm gonna finish up with what I got left. Just to use up everything I got. So I got I got a few extra tomatoes. You can always add to, you can't take away. That's the problem. So we'll add a little bit more cilantro. And then this is where our last fourth of our onion comes into play. We'll drop that in there. All right. Now, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and put another half of a jalapeno in there. And then of course just a little bit more salt. And I'm looking in just to make sure it's swirling around. That gets the salt all through everything. So, all right, and that's it. We're done. And I just pour it all in here, and then wash it.
I swear I'll never break your heart. Only wanna make you smile. These old boots want nothing more than to walk you down the aisle.